It's Late Night with Mad Manners. I'm your host. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Manners till midnight. I will be taking your calls. I am also still alive. I haven't been fucked to death by the wild. So stick it up your ass, Steve. It's really good to see someone while we're all on lockdown. That's it. It's always sort of been there, the women's game, and it's been ignored. So fucking scared. I mean, look at Steve Robinson. Since he talked about his parents in the first episode, he basically lied since then because he's too afraid. He doesn't have the guts that Kirk has. G'day, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to Manners Live. Great to be here. Just before we get into it,
I didn't know it was on screen.
I'm so well. You're on screen, John. What a producer. I don't know how to break this to you, but Kane is a late scratching from tonight. So I know there'll be a lot of broken hearts watching. Kane will be back another time, but no Kane train tonight on Manners Live. But we've got a replacement. Now, we've got a man that disappeared from the Minifan world quite a while ago, had a meltdown on the network, basically left Mike and the Minifans in disgrace one night. And he's slowly sort of peeking back into the world. So I guess his probably mental health is declining. That's usually the curve. As your mental health declines, you come back into the world. So welcome, Matt from Providence. Matt, g'day.
Manners, what's going on?
It's the man who invented the joke is here.
Made it, created it, invented it.
Yep. So for new Minifans like Fax and all the other morons that have only come across the greatest show in the last couple of years, very early on and I think it was when the Mincel losers came into the world,
I'm right here.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. John B.A., that kind of poor crowd came into the world, and I think Matt tried to put them in their place. And we've been trying to put them in their place ever since. We just can't get rid of these guys, Matt. Well, they're like fucking, I don't know, cockroaches or cancer or the plague. They're just insidious.
They survive, man. They won't go away. I was shocked. I started to come back and listen a little bit, and I saw John right front and center, and I was like, this can't be the case. This kid's still hanging out.
Still haven't accomplished anything.
Can't kill him.
I know, it's unbelievable.
That was the first Minifan I met in person.
Who, Matt?
Yeah, at a live event. Came right up
Excellent.
to me. Great guy. It was only months after we had a.
This is Manners Live, not John Live.
Yeah,
Matt, what happened to you though? Like, did you keep listening to the show but just drift into the background, or did you, listen to Joe Rogan like every other idiot? What happened?
So, kind of like you said, how my mental health must be on a decline at the moment. It's actually on an incline. When I left, it was on a decline.
Oh,
and
okay.
I kind of just spiraled out with COVID, went down the political wormhole. Like you said, went down the Joe Rogan wormhole.
There you go. Got it.
And it took me a couple of years to climb my way out of it. And I actually saw John and Warren on one of these shows pop up on my Twitter. And I grew up with John. So I was like, I haven't seen what's been going on in that world for a little while. Let me check it out. Poked my head in, and you guys pulled me back in. I can't escape it.
So there are some lost years then of the KMS. Like, there's probably a couple of years you didn't listen. Have you gone back and re-listened to any episodes, or is it just like you sort of you just peek back in and like, what the hell's going on? Where's Steve, etc.?
I'm in the middle of a re-listen right now. I'm about a year prior to today. So I'm kind of right in the middle of the whole Gus fiasco with last year's best of.
Yep.
So it was perfect timing. And I'm just left in shock today at, the lack of best of has my jaw on the floor. Really. I can't understand how we're doing this again.
Gus had one day, and it's like you're back in the spotlight, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll have it by today," and it's like, "No, by 11. No, not by today. Maybe tomorrow." I love Gus.
You love everybody, John. It's boring. John, it's boring. You love everybody. Shut up.
Go ahead.
It's got to be a bit at this point.
So, okay, what about John and Warren? You said you grew up with him. What, did you go to school together? What's the relationship?
Yeah, John and I were in school together, kindergarten through 8th grade.
Has,
We've
has he
remained
always done
friendly
annoying
since.
bits?
No, he's been great. I mean, John and I actually did what was my first prank phone call together in 8th grade.
Oh.
Um, so me and him, we really do go way back. We were good friends all throughout elementary school. Um, that's my guy. So I was pumped to see that he was I knew he was a fan earlier on when I was involved. I'm glad to see that he actually got involved himself.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite Minifans, and if I'm being honest, I think he was way more qualified for Minifan of the Year than the actual winner. I mean, Matt, this is fortuitous. They say, things happen for a reason. John unfortunately is partnered with a very unreliable co-host of Drips in the Office. Pat Ford, great guy, but John, I think, is available for more shows. He's ready to go, but Pat Ford, every day is a battle for him. And hey, I'm not judging. Like, people go through their personal struggles. His wife keeps him on a very tight leash. But I was thinking that the Drips in the Office could do with a third, talking head there, so you could get more consistent output because as long as you had two of the three every week or two. Is that something you'd consider, joining Drips in the Office?
Yeah, and when I actually poked my head back in for the first time a couple weeks ago, John reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, man, open invite anytime you want to come on. We'd love to have you." So it's definitely something I'd love to do.
I don't want to dox you, but do you have a pretty boring job? Because, John and Pat have these just awfully boring jobs that they talk about sometimes.
My job used to be awfully boring. In the last 2 years or so, we got bought out by private equity, so we're doing some kind of global
You're gonna
expansion.
fit in
So it's
perfectly.
gotten very
You're gonna fit
it's
into the show perfectly.
yeah, it's
That's
gotten
exactly what they like.
very interesting. I'm traveling all over the place, so I'm enjoying my work. It's not dull. It keeps me busy. So
Okay, well, you have to find some boring shit to talk about from your work, like, office space or car spots or something. But
I'll
okay,
find
great.
something.
So John, we've made progress.
I
We
made
haven't
progress.
even.
This was me.
Can you shut
This
up?
was
Just
me.
shut up and let me
Yep.
talk.
Go ahead. We're a good
We've
team.
made progress. We've already found a third co-host for Drips in the Office.
I know, dude. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you put us together. You can't stop us.
Absolutely. All right, so Matt, you brought up the Gus fiasco. How dumb is everybody? Like, anybody that was expecting Gus to deliver a best of, like, you all retarded? Like, do you all have rocks in your fucking head? Like, this was never going to happen. Never, ever, ever, ever in a million years where we're going to get a good best of. Gus was never going to do it. Anyone that thought he was is a fucking idiot. I mean, clearly Kirk did this to set Gus up for failure. It's a bit of a joke. He's, wacky Gus can't do a thing. I mean, he couldn't do it when he worked for the show. Why is he going to do it when he doesn't work for the show? I mean, come on,
Was
man.
this just a fuck you from Gus? I mean, was there never any plan to have a best of? Because to say he's at work till 11 today is just, there's no intention of it getting up on the day,
No,
right?
but Gus has brain damage. He is a liar. He's lazy. I think the fact that he's doing well at this job works for him because he can just sort of, he's just sort of like, just give him 100 packages and deliver them. It's very, he doesn't have to think too much. It's just, put the address in, go, drop it off. You can't expect Gus to plan something, think about something, be organized. I just think this was never going to happen. And, we're lucky we've got the duck, quack, quack, the little, wing waver himself, confused duck. I mean, he did a great job with the best of. I'm trying to get an RSS release of that for the Minifans. I tried to do my best for the fans, but Duck's holding out on me because he told me privately maybe they'll release it on the main feed. Whoop-de-doo.
I
they
already put a message into the Duck. I already reached out to a couple fans to tell them an RSS feed will be available shortly. And that's that.
Yeah, the show will be back. The show will be back by the time. I offered Duck 3 days ago. I said I can release it on my RSS feed. But again, everyone's out for themselves. The Duck, maybe I could get it on the KMS feed. Who gives a fuck if it's on the KMS feed or the Minifan Network feed? That what you want is people to listen to it. Admittedly, maybe more people will listen to it on the main show feed, but it's, what is it, December 28th? And they'll be back in 4 days or something? I mean,
I can't
again,
believe the guy who made the other feed and then named it after himself said, "Who cares what feed it's on?"
that was
squat.
Now,
It's
now,
not
what are the
true.
chances that whatever Gus puts out is just a bunch of clips pulled directly from Ducks?
It's
Best of?
it better be, because that's like he
Like,
made the ideal. He
at
made
this
the
point in
ideal wrap
time,
up.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's just,
absolutely. Yeah, you could just cut Ducks down. Like you could just go. Ducks was probably a bit long at 5 hours or something, so you could probably just cut that down to a 2-hour clip,
Just cut it
and you'd
right
be
when
ready
Gus
to go.
is tired.
But I think, and I've done a lot of soul searching about this. Reflecting late at night. Going through it. I don't think you can do a best of KMS. I think your best plan for a best of is just like you have your 3 best episodes of the year. And if you want to go and listen to them. But you can't clip a show that is, how many hours a week is it? 10, 12 hours a week, some weeks with the call-in show on Friday, 50 weeks. So you got like 500 hours of content. How can you clip that down into a best of?
I mean, the thing with this show, right, is context is everything. So it works for you or for me listening to a best of, knowing the context around all of these jokes. But for any outside fan, if they tried to listen to one of these best ofs as a catch up, this, that, or the other thing, impossible. There's way too much going on, way too many side stories, way too many shows like this that are being discussed on the show that, it's almost impossible to keep up if you're not in it every day, right? So, I mean, 15 hours last year for a best of, that's insane.
Yeah.
You can't.
Worth it. Just pick the 3 best episodes and re-release them or something. Like that would be much better to do. Like the Buckle Up episode with Mick is an all-timer. Like that to me, you can get the vibe of the whole year by just listening to that episode. And the whole year has been Mick just doing bits the whole time. So it's fairly accurate.
That's not true.
Now, I actually just, re-listened to that episode the other day, and as much as I hate the guy, I was shocked at how sneaky funny Mayo was in that episode. That was, I wish he could see me say it on Twitter, but I'm blocked. But, he kind of blew me away with some of his jokes on that one. I loved it.
The funny thing is, I don't think they were jokes. I think he was genuinely scared.
That's when he's the funniest, though.
Well, there was one line that he had where he was like, Mick, if you're listening to this, if you come back in this office, and being Mayo, he sounded like he was going to give some impassioned motivational talk. And he just says, put your hands in the fucking air. And it just was such a reversal from what you expected to come out of him that I was cracking up, laughing out loud. It was unbelievable. So kudos to Mayo. Great performance in that episode.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so just the best of. I mean, I don't even think it's worth being upset at Gus. This is Gus. We love him for what he is. We were never going to get a best of. Who needs a best of? It's just another thing for
People
Kirk
that
to
were
bitch
saying
and
he volunteered for this, though, he really didn't. Kirk did just give him the job, but Gus did then accept the job. So I guess that is volunteer.
Yeah. And the Duck did a great job. The Duck and I also think now the Duck and the main channel have kind of cucked Gus anyway, because the Duck's best ofs had like 10,000 views. It was a big live event. Now, whatever Gus does, it'll just be like second place. Even if it's good, it'll just be like, okay, well, we've done this already. And I get Kirk's attitude. Like if the Duck wants to do a best of, go for it. But it shows because Gus is disorganized.
How much blame do the producers get for this? Any? A little blame pie. Do the regular Dave and Justin get any blame? Because at the end of the day, Kirk could look at this and be like, I am angry. The fucking thing still isn't. This is now 2 years in a row. This fucking thing still isn't out.
Well, I mean, Cullinane doesn't give a shit about this show.
Anyway, so this is
pretty obvious.
Average
so
Mick,
that was never going to happen.
Average Mick has my phone number, so he sent me a text message. This is a fucking joke. You have no right to force Matt from Providence onto Drips in the office. You're being a program dictator. Complete bullshit.
Dude, thanks, Mick. Appreciate it.
So, Mick, this is the thing. I'm not trying to force anything onto anybody. I just want more shows. Like Drips in the Office haven't done a show for the last 4 weeks. Pat Ford is in a mental and physical breakdown. He's not. I don't think he's allowed to use the internet without asking his wife for permission anymore after some of the sick shitty searches. And so I just want more content for everybody. And I think, Matt, it would definitely be boring enough for Drips in the office.
Appreciate it, Manners.
Yeah. Minifan of the year. Minifan of the year.
I do have a message from Pat Ford if you'd like to hear it.
Sure.
Well, you have to put it up. Asshole, you didn't give me producer power.
Oh, yeah, so. Right. Yeah.
Hold.
I was very much excited to go on with Jon tonight. Appreciate the offer. Then I found out you were with Manners and Bagel Boss. So no.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did ask Jon and Pat to join me tonight, but they have not. Well, Pat was a big pass. Anyway, whatever. Minifan of the year. Minifan of the year. Half-assed, pathetic. I thought Kirk did a poor job. Thought the producers did a poor job. And in the end, I think Cinema Lords is a nice pick. He's definitely a harmless, sweet guy. Probably not harmless if you're his girlfriend's ex, but generally a harmless, sweet guy. You know, if you need your eyes fixed, he'll do it. Just look at Coleman. But in the end, there's no way he was actually Minifan of the year.
He should hang his shorts in the studio.
I mean, I think if, Kirk said many times he was going to go off contributions to the show, contributions to the network, like, I don't see how it could have really been anyone other than Mick. Good or bad, I mean, he was talked about on a, try weekly basis all year long. Yeah, he went away, but I mean, he lost half his blood. What are we supposed to do, right?
Yeah, dude.
Your health is your health.
Sorry, he had to go get his blood back.
It wasn't even like, I don't even think Cinema Lords was second place. Like, okay, I'm not going to give it, this is Kirk, I'm not going to give it to Mick because he quit online. I still think you go down the list, there's
your problem.
Probably another 5 or 6 people who made greater contributions.
You're a guy who doesn't appreciate rebounding, defense. You need the ball and you need to score and you need everyone to clap for you. Cinema Lords is a fucking behind the scenes guy that you're doing stuff that's so big you don't even know about it, Manners. So I don't think it's fair to say he's not even doesn't deserve to be second.
He's a first team Minifan.
Yeah, he's a first team Minifan. Do I think
he's a second team Minifan at best?
Head? I do think that. But if you're in the mix in that hat, you deserve to be there anyways, right? So fuck it.
I'm not trying to bitch. As a 3-time champion, it's a great award to win. But I just think it was just I just think the whole thing was just typical of, the way Kirk has been. And then, just pick names out of a hat. Like James. James shouldn't have been the second place contender. I mean, Jon and Warren has done more than James.
Yeah, but he's kind of trolling with that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But I just thought the whole thing was, there's no way Cinema Lords was the...
This is why you don't put weight behind lists in this world. Kirk just uses them to troll people.
Absolutely.
And then the longer it goes, the worse the joke gets.
Yeah. I'm not taking it that seriously. Montante's like, don't take Minifan of the year that seriously. I'm not. I'm really not, because it's not an offensively bad pick, because Cinema Lords is a great guy and he did have, but he was a second team Minifan.
He held my network together with string by himself. So,
well, with this show that like 50 people watch.
Dude, don't worry about it. How about that?
Well, just don't lie and say you held your network together. I mean,
he did. He put out regular shows. Any of the guys who put out regular programming, I bend the knee to.
Hey guys, this really seems like it's going to work between you two.
Oh, I know, dude. This
is going great so far.
Just the fact that we can get this far together is a big step for us. Like, it's a big step for us, and I think we could do great things as long as we get to right here. We could fight past that, but
no one cares. Let's say, anyone called in yet? Maybe we should take some calls.
860.
So everybody call in. It's the Christmas spirit. It's the holiday season. No main show at the moment. I'd love to hear from you.
860.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, we can. We can.
Sorry, I have new tech that I got for Christmas, and I wasn't sure. This is the first use of it.
The phone?
About the year-end episode. No, my headset.
Okay.
About the year-end episode, the best of. Did you guys see Chris Clemmer's tweet where he basically has an exchange with Gus from the first week in November, where Gus was asking him to do some work for the end of the year episode?
Yeah.
So Clemmer doesn't follow up with him though, and it reminded me, wasn't there something
It's not
else
his responsibility.
Something went wrong. Yeah, well, no, it's not his responsibility, but it reminded me, wasn't there something else that, like, after the fact, Clemmer mentioned, like, oh, I never thought that was going to work, and everyone's reaction was, well, why didn't you say something at the time? It left me with the same kind of feeling that, you know, Clemmer, if he cares about the show, if he's all Minifan team, he could have followed up, you know, at some point.
You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Shut up, man.
Well, hold on. You could also
cares
tell
about the fucking show. Clement cares about the fucking show. You keep that message and you go, I've got this as some ammunition to tweet out like you did when the show is not submitted. What are you talking about? He's supposed to follow up. I mean, this guy was asking him to do a favor. And you're supposed, hey, can I do that favor for you now? Hey, Jesus Christ, how much fucking eggnog did you have over the holidays?
You can tell in that exchange too that Clemmer hates the idea. Clemmer hates it.
This is my point on this. Clemmer is, I'm sure this is mostly Gus's fault that he didn't follow up. Clemmer's the worst guy to reach out to ask to help with content, because he's a guy who would be like, I don't think that idea is going to work. It's like, fucking Clemmer, just do it. Who cares if it doesn't work, you know? So there's a big part of that in this, I think, too.
Well, he would have done it. He would have done it. That's the thing.
That's a good question.
I mean, I just think if he cares about the show and he thinks it's going to help the year-end episode,
don't think. Worry about your fucking new headset.
All right.
Any other takes? Sorry, I'm being rather mean, but it was just a dumb fucking call.
Yeah, I'm sure he has other great questions. Go ahead.
I'm trying to make it up to him, John.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint Matt. It's kind of, to me, it was a snake move.
It was.
I don't know what else to say.
It was.
Okay, well, that is the show. I mean, Justin sold out Coleman. Go on.
Do you guys think, do you have any idea when the best of will come out? Do you think it'll come out tonight around 11 p.m. Eastern time?
Gus is going to pop an Adderall or whatever type of stimulants he takes, and he's going to get it done tonight. It'll be out tomorrow morning.
And it's going to be so bad. It's going to be like...
it's ridiculously long.
Yeah, well, he's going to.
I think it'll be ridiculously short. I think it'll be the opposite. I think it'll be like 60 minutes, and it'll just be like a couple of clips.
If I'm
Gus, 60 minutes.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing it. I think it's probably going to be more like 25, like 15-minute clips, just full segments, no real work put in, just pulling huge chunks of show.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care anyway. I didn't even really like Ducks.
It's not going to be better than Ducks.
I didn't even really like Ducks Best Of. As I said, you're better off just going back and listening to some great episodes. I mean, as I said, it's a hard show to cut up.
Anything else, 860?
No, thank you guys. Thanks for the show.
Thanks for calling. Really appreciate it. Great to hear from you. Happy holidays.
Manners, we have
Love
to
you, buddy.
People.
I was so mean to that.
Manners, I like the idea of this comment here. Live marathon for you until Gus releases the best of.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'd be here for a long time.
732. Go ahead.
G'day. Hello.
Manners, how are you? It's George Hoboken.
Who was it? Sorry?
George.
G'day.
George Hoboken. Good day. I want to wish you a happy holidays down under. I have one question for you here. I'm curious, which of the following, which of these was most disturbing this year from a side story / discussion topic on the show? Justin's OnlyFans subscription, the Mincy cranking hog story, Pat Ford's Gen AI creations, or Pelletier's comments? Which of the following do you think? Which of those do you think is the most disturbing thing?
Well, it's really easy. Pat Ford's AI stuff was an insight into how fucked up he is in the head. So that was the most disturbing. I reckon you'd give Pelt second, because pedophilia is never cool,
2.
and you would give third probably Justin and then Mincy. I mean, the guy can jerk off, whatever. So and
Listen, I don't know what they're doing down under, but if you don't put Justin at the top of that list, you are a fucking psychopath yourself. What he has going on in his private life is something that I think we need to stop trying to shed light
There's
on.
a lot of like female.
Matt, Pat Ford is currently jerking off right now to me and Kane kissing. That's what he doesn't know.
You should be honored, first of all, about that. Second,
listen, yeah, that's your assumption that he's jerking off. We know Justin is jerking off to preteen looking women. Like that's a fact. We know it. He admitted as much.
My evidence for this is Justin has been like, a lot of people's significant others have heard the show in passing and been like, this Justin bit's kind of fucked up, right? Like even they don't listen to the show at all.
No, the bit that really scared me about that was when it was like the two people fucking in the Teen Titans outfits. That was when I was like,
dude, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Fuck yeah, dude. Put on any outfit you want, dog. Dress as Jesus Christ if all I care.
Okay. Wow.
7,
right.
3, 2.
You've just made the list, John.
Good. Fucking love list. Look at this nose. All right, we lost 732. 860 is gone. 732 is gone. We're good right now.
Great. Excellent
right.
call so far.
Isn't it?
So just a couple of things from the last episode. This has been the first Manners Live since the show ended. Obviously,
KM Network.
Obviously, Kirk was very critical of Fax doing his solo Mike and the Minifans, as was everybody. And I wonder what Fax's next move is going to be. Is he still going to do the internship? Is he going to go up to Boston every now and then? I mean, you know, my great mate Kane has been like, why are you stepping on ambition? I mean, there's ambition and there's stupidity. And I think that these two are sort of crossing over. But if Fax wants to drive up once a month and spend a couple of days in studio, I think that'd be fine. But I think he thinks he's going to become a character at Barstool. He thinks he'll be the next Justin or Mick, or he won't. He's just so fucking boring. No one will take note. He will be Quidditch guy.
He's a young man. It was a good time for him to learn this.
It was a good time. And John, you'd have to admit, like, he's delusional. Like, for him to think he could work at Barstool as a character.
Watch episode 3 of Mincel Intel and tell me what me and BA are acting like. There's a reason Matt got us on that show to yell at us. We're all a little delusional when we start in this world. And we think we're going to be a character. And then you realize, like, oh, man, I was on this show once and Kirk was there. And it was just funnier because he was there. Know why? Because he's the only talented one out of all of us. And he makes us all better.
To be honest, I could probably do it, but I don't even want to work at Barstool. But I reckon I could.
I know.
As a whole, the hundreds to thousands of us are a little compliment to the show when we can make our contributions. But like you said, 100% Kirk.
We are dictating bars. I'm telling you, dictating bars.
80% Kirk, 20% Manners. Can we go 80-20 Kirk Manners at this point? Can we go 70 Kirk, 20 Manners, 10 Mick? I'm willing to let Mick in the.
Remember back in the day when Mick's Mick's like his stance stance was that he like was better than Kirk was at this age, like professionally. That was one of my favorite Mick stances.
Well, how about Kirk? Mick is out there tonight talking about, still challenging people to one-on-one in basketball.
Dude, he might be good. You don't know yet.
I don't think so.
We don't know yet.
I don't think so. I'm waiting for the open tryout.
What I found funny about re-listening to the episode, Buckle Up, was, Kirk and Mick both being adamant. Kirk was like, well, if you leave Mick, you're never allowed back here. You're never allowed back here. And Mick's like, I'm never coming back. And then they're both, Mick's been back like 50 times.
I lost him that fucking Minifan of the Year award, though. 314, you're up.
314.
Dog, you better.
Hello, Manners.
Hello. Yes, g'day.
Hey, Happy New Year in Australia. I bet it's almost already there. But
yeah, absolutely. It's 2025 here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said, buddy.
1984 in terms of like our development. But all right, continue.
All right. So would you rather have Kirk Minahan work on the Case podcast and save a new fucking
dead person?
Create a new file on a murderer, or would you rather have him work daily on the Kirk Minahan show?
Should we start slow? More dick jokes. More dick jokes.
I would say, from a selfish basis, I would love him to just keep on KMS because that's what I love. But I also want my good friend Kirk to be happy. So if he gets professional satisfaction out of doing the Case, then I'll be just as happy for that. And I'm actually curious how far Kirk could go with this, because I've been the one beating the drum since the first season of the Case.
I think Dave Cullinane is going to send him to the Case, but I think Trudell will keep him on KMS. And I would prefer a daily show, personally.
I agree. I think Cullinane could derail the Case. Like
he's going to fuck it up.
Yeah, he's that dumb. He could derail it. He'll do something.
No, he's certifiably a detective. He solved a mystery murder.
He solved the mystery, dude.
So there's no
certified.
And Cullinane's going to tell some showrunner at Netflix, like, to fuck themselves or something because they don't agree with their ideas, and he's gonna
I don't know him personally, but I mean I like him even though he's strawberry blonde, aka a fucking ginger, but he's a pretty decent producer on the Case. I kind of miss Coleman. John, I thought you had a chance.
I really miss Coleman. That's been the tragedy of this year. The fact that he got fired for sleeping until 8:30 on a Saturday, to disgrace.
Just a boy.
He's just a poor idiot.
Well, I mean, he was just good with the drops. You know what I mean? The drops were great.
No, the show was the most fun with Coleman.
This is my first time calling in. Long time listener. I kind of found Kirk on Case 1. So
yeah, right.
I mean, he's obviously a savant.
So would you rather the Case than the show?
In terms of like podcast listening, I would, but I tune in on YouTube.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I tune in on YouTube.
So here's my
daily.
point about this.
I'd rather a 9. I live in Mountain Standard Time, so I would rather. I guess now it's 9 instead of 8 or whatever the hell because he needs to get traffic off his hands.
Yeah,
we don't all fucking drive through traffic.
My theory about this next season of the Case is that Dave, if is the producer and head of it, is going to have a lot more support coming with new people coming in and helping out. Case.
There's no Case 3 yet. They're obviously going to do some sort of Netflix spoof on like a 4-part miniseries on either the murders down with Steve Robinson or the fucking creepy cops, right? So they're gonna bank on that first.
I said he should,
which I will watch.
I said he should just drop some huge fucking Sandra Birchmore or like what's that girl that's in court right now?
Anyway, thanks for the call, buddy. Great to hear from you. Anything else? But
hey, Leonard, one more question for you. One last question. Question. What's bigger, the moon or your forehead?
Bam! Dude, this kid laid it out tonight.
Nailed.
Out tonight. Great for his call.
No one's ever said I've got like a big forehead.
Your head looks like the moon, though. So that's where I think you.
I don't think so. Maybe it's just a bad angle. Need to sit up. Just
can't be worse than Kane's head.
Just want to address this tweet. Oh, Don the Jeweler. Of course, man has caved and crawled back to the show channel.
I broke him.
John,
broke him in a couple hours. Don.
John, can I just want you to make this public. You literally like begged me for hours.
I wrote the word beg. I said, I beg you, do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to show up tonight if you didn't.
Yeah. Which is, I found crazy because I don't understand why you really want Men is Live on the main channel. Like,
well, look at the engagement in the tweet where I put us as a blood and a crip holding the tie bandana. People want unity. No one cares us fighting. Yeah. Okay. Well, I did it for you. I just want Don to know that. I did. You have, but Don, it's the opposite. Like literally, John went to the deck. He did the mic and was texting me direct, like begging me. And in a show of maybe in a moment of weakness, but in a show of, I guess, unity, I just went, I'm going to do it. Dude, and Menard faked that he couldn't sign his YouTube into my stream.
I couldn't.
No, he's fucking lying.
Manners, in the name of unity, I think it would only be fair that, instead of you taking dictatorial powers over the A channel, the B channel, I think you guys need to have a draft for the A channel.
I like that. One of my theories on what we should do is that it needs to be more competitive. We should have an A and a B channel, but it's kind of like minor and major leagues.
Yeah, make it like the Premier League. If a show starts to get more views, they can work their way up into the A channel, and then you drop an A channel.
I'm willing. I don't need the main channel anymore, man. Like, you can give me your channel. I'll just change the name real quick. It'll be the Griff Vegas Minifan Network, and then we're even, and you get everything you want. I would say that's a dream come true for you.
Oh, no, I didn't know exactly. Because I was thinking that the best thing is we don't make any big dramatic changes.
Right.
Because if, say, for example, we start an A and a B channel, so KMS stays it is, and then we change the Minifan network back to the Kirk Minahan network, and that becomes the B channel. Do we really want to start like saying to Robbie V and a few of these people, hey, we're shunting you to the other channel?
No one who is currently doing it's minor leagues, because the new shows just start there. If they have one good episode, they go right up to the major leagues.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just put everything on the main channel. On the main channel, and we make it really nice.
Channel.
I'm just going to keep doing Menace Live on the Menace Minifan network. And that's it.
Me. Don't worry.
What are you talking about? I'm really proud of this. I'm really proud of the Menace Minifan network.
I'm really proud.
I love Menace Live.
Got your name on it.
Yeah, it's got your
everything you just named. It's like Clemmer. You and Clemmer, one and the same.
I can change the name. I can call it the Matt from Providence Network if you want. It doesn't matter to me. But
I can sit here and say I'm here for unity all you want, but I'm really here to change one thing, and that's that Menner's name. And I wanted to say Griff Vegas Minifan Network.
Well, it's funny because you play like that's as bad as me. It's even worse.
I'm giving you the main channel, which is the bigger responsibility. It's honorable of me. I shouldn't be doing that because I won this war. I'm nice. I got Matt here too. You would be here alone, fucking squawking into the wind. All my viewers.
Thanks for bringing Matt. Jesus. I think we should work collaboratively.
You've called it.
I think we should work collaboratively. And I don't want to divide the Minifans. That's what I'm worried if we start people moving up and down channels. We get back into the petty network wars, which seems to drive everybody crazy.
No, it drove you crazy and made you look bad.
Didn't make me look bad. I'm talking about even pre-network split, that even when there was network dramas, people don't really care anymore. So I say everyone who wants to go on them, like I think Kane should go on the main channel now because I think he wants to. And he deserves it. He's a talent. Yeah. And people are still welcome to join the Menace Minifan network. But
we're losing callers because you're talking about yourself.
Okay, well whenever there's callers.
Yeah, I can tell you.
And I think I think we'll work together and say Mike and the Minifan should be axed at the moment.
It's in rebuilding.
Yeah, I reached out to Freddie earlier today and said, "Look, are you happy for Mike and the Minifans?" For your show to become Mike and
my guys. The nothing is in ink yet. Stop talking to my guys.
I've been talking to everyone. I reached out to John and Warren, Patrick.
That's
what a good leader does. That's what a good leader does. They
get on the front. Kicking guys off my network and sending them to you. I'm sure they're going to love to hear from me.
I don't know if PRC would want to go back to the main channel after the way you guys.
Are you going to let them stay wherever they want, or are you going to be a little fucking Napoleon?
No, that's the thing. We let people stay wherever they want. If Kane wants to go to the main channel, go for it.
Anyone's allowed on the networks. Don't say there's any bans.
No bans, no recriminations, no executions for betrayal.
If I did anything
as much as I'd like to.
No,
I would like I'd love a purge. Like Pat Ford could go to jail.
570. I know who this is, and it's go ahead. You want to not
Jake?
You want to not say Merry Christmas to me through text and just ignore it anymore there, bud?
I don't want to hear Jake. I don't want to hear from Jake.
Oh, I blocked you.
All right. We don't want to hear from Jake. So when is Jake gone?
Well, no, he knows that you mute my mic when he comes on and he gets mad at me for it. It's a disaster. We don't even have to talk about it.
He's just a loser. And so I think with the networks, we just keep it nice and friendly. We don't need to rattle any cages. And it could change. Maybe the Minifan Network becomes something else down the track. But at the moment, I like the idea of like a channel pitting, an A and a B channel and a promotion relegation system. But in the end, I just think that's going to create unnecessary drama.
Okay. What if I told you that BA will come back if we talk about name changes here?
I'm done with BA. If he wants to host Mike and the Minifans,
he's working real hard not to change that name, John.
I know, and you don't like. I can only put up the facade so much. Like that's what I'm here for.
But I don't understand why that would be because
it goes back to the core root of I'm simply here for me and BA have been here for our own cloud. We want GBE to succeed, and we got mixed in your war because you wanted to wave your arms.
What are you talking about? Kirk started this. He started poaching shows.
He looked at the guy he put in charge, and he's squawking over there, and he goes, "You know what? I have to put some solid leadership in here." He puts me and BA in there, and we fucking
solid leadership. Yeah, destroyed it. You
guys like Matt got us there, not you.
You destroyed it. Manners is a joke tonight. What have I done, Mick? I don't understand. I said you should be Minifan of the year. He really hates you, man. He really hates you.
All your enemies the link, by the way.
And the other thing is, if you're doing a show, even though most shows tend to do better views on Minifan Network, the thing is
587, you're up.
You may as well go on the main channel where there's 20,000 subscribers.
587.
587.
Manners, I'd like to extend Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and your friends. I hope you guys had a great time.
Thank you. Happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends.
I got a couple questions for you. Do you think that Justin's grandpa has ever walked in on him cranking his hog to that teen porn? And two, if he hasn't, do you think that could be the one that pushes him over? And actually, a third sub question: what do you think Justin's room smells like? I think it would be like your ass crack after Mexican food, like Chipotle, and then like a couple rounds of hot yoga. Like that's what it probably smells like. But I'd love to hear your take.
A real cheesy.
Also, John, when you're ready to stab Manners in the front, I'm ready to help you.
Baby,
so
that's what. See,
give the word.
This is my guys are always ready to attack from the front, baby. I've been telling you, I'm gonna get me out of this, no matter what. I won the war, Manners. You lost. You're actually shorter than me. There's a lot of things I won.
I have a feeling.
To pay tribute to Don the jeweler. When do you think Montante is just going to be gums? Like when he's ground down his chiclets just to pure gums?
Damn.
Damn. Yeah, I think Justin's grandpa.
See you, buddy. Happy New Year.
I think Justin's grandpa is like more shocked by the shit Justin does to his sister. Like
that brings
Justin,
me.
Stop staring at your sister in the shower, please.
That brings me to Mincy getting caught fucking jerking off by Francis in the Survivor house has to be one of the most traumatic events somebody could ever go through.
How rude to just be cranking it midday. Doors not even locked. Like with coworkers, like you work anywhere else, you're on any other business trip for any other company, gone, fired.
Oh yeah.
Like
except in White Lotus where I just saw a guy got walked in on eating another guy.
Ass, yeah.
So I was like, yo, he's working tonight.
Minty posted a picture at a steak dinner with his father, and like his dad looks so normal.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what his mother looks like.
Yeah. His I think what's your thoughts on Justin going into 2025 mentally? A lot of people saying a lot of going for his head, all this nonsense. How do you think he's doing, Manners?
Justin's been on the decline since Cullinane came back. I think Justin needs to get his life together. I think he needs to get fitter. He needs to get the eating under control. I think there's a lot of things happening for Justin now. He's becoming a man. He's becoming a man in front of our very eyes. And I think we're going to see him transform. I actually do have something that annoyed me. So I listened back to the Mayo show, and Mayo says to Kirk, "Oh, you're going to do some charity." And then Kirk's like, "Oh, fuck you. I'm busy enough. I do enough, blah, 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 blah." Like, Kirk can actually surround himself with competent people if he wants to get shit done. Like he is not using his talent. He is not seeking his potential, clearly because he surrounds himself by idiots. He never does anything. Like, I actually think Mick was right. Why should he fucking go in there and work for free forever? Like, just because Peter Minahan was a prick to Kirk and used to make him run behind his car or in front of the car, whichever, like, doesn't mean that's the way the world works. Like, I think Kirk can stop playing woe is me. I do. Like, get some good people around him, people who know their shit, and therefore you will not feel like you're swimming against the tide the whole time, because Kirk's the only one with real brains. And even then, he's not got producer brains. He's got creative brains, but he doesn't know how to produce something. So
and let me guess, Manners, you'd be great for that job.
Well, not really, but I mean, I would be. You would, Matt. I would be.
But I would.
The commute's a bitch, though. But I just don't know. This woe is me from Kirk. Get good people around you, and then kick some goals. Like, it's not that hard.
This guy is carrying Barstool itself on his back lately, surrounded with those guys. I don't think there's anything we should have to question other than the fact that Dave Cullinane does not give one shit about the show.
Yeah, no, he's checked out. Just watching him, on YouTube Live, he's just staring off into the distance, the black hole that is his computer screen. He's completely detached, disinterested. It's way too obvious at this point.
Matt, what are your thoughts? You were a Blind Mike partner back in the day on Mike and the Minifans. What's your thoughts on Mike recently? I think there's a huge decline in Mike the most this year.
Do you see? Like you said, I haven't been around for a while, so I've just seen kind of Mike recently, and I thought he was doing okay. I mean, he's probably a little more into doing his own thing now, right? He's got the subscribers up. He's got to kind of earn the money that he's making, put a little more effort into it. So I could see how that could kind of eat into maybe his, I don't want to say preparation for the show, because I don't know how much preparation he's actually doing or ever has done. But
I think that's the problem, though. He's too comfortable right now. He's Hack Ride. He's got Hack Ride on the brain, that fucking loser Hack Ride. And he's too comfortable. He's not coming to the show with anything. I don't know. I'm out on Mike 2024. I'm back in on Mike 2025, but he's got a lot of work.
That's a terrible take. They're just a goddamn
all
awful
of your takes
take.
are terrible, and you're small and fucking Australian. No one likes you.
Mike is the funniest on the show. He's super reliable. If the show could do with him just being in every episode, he still went on that fucking drive to Dakota's with Mick and Justin. Like, he could have said, I don't want to do that, and not gone. Kirk would have been like, fine, don't do it. He still went on it, even though he didn't want to. I mean, I don't get this hate towards Mike. Is it because he doesn't support you enough in the producer search?
No, Mike was probably one of my biggest supporters. He was the only guy who at least felt bad for me the whole time. He's like, oh no, stop. He's already dead.
You know what, too? And Mike is like a case study in perseverance, right? Like, this guy continues. Yeah, he's had to take his breaks, right? All these guys have had to take their breaks over the years, but he still continues to show up, comes in, is the butt of the joke sometimes, but not so much anymore. I mean, early on, he was a punching bag. That's all he was.
Like, you can actually lean on Mike a little bit for funny parts of the show, and I just think he hasn't been bringing that to the table lately. I don't know. It's like quips aren't as funny. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe all have to go back to the fact that he says Mike and the Minifans has been in a decline about 4 months ago, and I've been holding it against him ever since. Maybe that's all this is about.
Maybe he needs to get back on there.
Yeah. You're terrible. You destroyed his show, and now you're criticizing him. It's embarrassing. So, yeah, Freddie Lynn's show is going to come Mike and the Minifans, rebranded. And that's it. It is. Fireside Chat is a shitty name anyway. We can call it Freddie and the Minifans, Fred and the Fans, whatever.
Fred and the Fans. 314, you're up.
Are you with Matt, the new host of Drips in the Office, Jon from Scranton, and Manners?
This is my guy, Room Dog.
John.
What's up, bud?
You there?
Yeah.
We can fucking hear you.
Yeah, I'm walking just like I walked Menners, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking across town thinking again, if we're going to solve a case, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way to do it? Do we send Cullinane and the dog's out, or do we bring Menners over?
Oh, bring Menners over. I mean, there is that's the best part about this show. We have that emergency button that says Menners.
Am I talking to you or I'm on live?
You're live.
Yeah, Menners, you want to come over and just like be the next guy?
Yeah, I do.
Or what's the holdup?
No, I want. Look,
Kirk
a lot of things need to happen.
Boston.
Kirk can man up and say he's a contract. Come over.
Can man up. He just offered you. He said he would pay for your accommodation.
Okay, great. That's not how jobs work. A real job, and Matt would know this because he's in the corporate world. A real job, if you want someone, you go, I'll fly you in. We'll do an interview. We'll do a trial. I'll have a contract for you. That's how
unfortunately, Menners, this is the Kirk Minahan show, and you're going to have to cross the southern border to get that job.
Why the idea of me like coming into the country in the back of a car or something? What
would be? I agree with the caller.
You would be the best. What are you talking about? I'm about to walk a dog, and all you can do is you can dog walk fucking Trudell. You can dog walk Colonnade like we want you.
Oh.
Why don't you fucking nut up and do it?
Yeah, dude, leave your fucking home country.
I appreciate it, man. It might happen one day.
You in fact can get a condo.
What do your kids think about America?
What?
Would they come here with you?
He's not worried about kids. He's worried about Tinder, right?
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely. I reckon, and honestly, I reckon height's a factor, my lack of height, but I reckon my Aussie accent would be a win. My Aussiness would be a win, my uniqueness in Boston.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go to Boston, fuck, those accents are already tragic. So like, you're gonna have the best one.
He is right there.
And, like, I'd love to end up with a Minna lady. That would be ultimate.
Which Minna lady specifically?
No, none in particular, because
okay.
Well, I wouldn't say no, but she's happily married. I used to say, Lauren Lynn, she is a fox. She's a fox.
Happily?
Menners is horny right now.
314. You got anything else? Great call.
Yeah, I got one last question. So, if you were going to walk a dog, do you hold the leash in your left hand so they can hold your phone in your right hand?
Good question.
Or do you go opposite?
Hang up on this guy. Thanks,
Great
mate.
Good night, buddy.
Thanks, early. Appreciate it.
Do you guys see Tim Riegel is pregnant?
He's pregnant.
Him personally? Or
I don't know. I saw a picture of him passed out in OBGYN.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah, good for him.
I mean, that poor fucking kid. Jesus Christ.
I love him.
I could see passing out at the birth, right? But like at an ultrasound?
Dude, he got the willy. He's like, oh, no. That's
amazing.
The fact that his shirt was off is the best.
His wife is super lovely, and I'm very happy for them. But, you know the tradition, like in the old days, was you drop your woman at the hospital to give birth and you go to the pub or the bar. And
everyone back in the old days was pieces of shit.
So I can imagine Tim doing that, just dropping his missus, and then just coming home 3 days later from a bender. What did we have?
I mean, I just kept sneaking off to the bathroom to hit my vape pen when my wife was giving birth. It was
you're a piece of shit. You're getting high, and your wife's like pushing out a baby.
It was a 30-hour ordeal, Menners. 30 hours.
Dude, shout out to Matt for not getting in the way of the doctors. Those guys are the real pros.
I know.
Good job. I would have done the same.
I would have been shaking in a seat outside the thing. Like, is she okay? Pussy. Do you want to take Jake's call again? And don't worry, it doesn't. No, because he didn't say Happy Christmas back to me. So
it's not that I don't like Jake. It's just
I don't like Jake right now.
Like him, I just hate him. So as we come up to the end of this year, no more shows, obviously. Kirk's in a good spot. Who else? Justin. I think Justin needs to rebound next year. He's had a poor second half of the year. Again, football season's no good for him. The Pats stink. I think it's affecting his mental health. Cullinane sucks. Cullinane just sucks. Like, just a show killer. He's a show killer. And, we lost Coleman. Very sad. I think that's been the biggest loss of the year. But I think Gus was just a bad hire from Kirk. Just a bad hire.
Gus was a great era, dude. It might have been like being in a plane crash, but you don't realize like those people get to experience something not a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
Wild. I kind of grew up with Gus as well. How weird is that?
Really?
He was, we were from the same hometown, and he was the kid who he was in track and field, so he would like run long distances. And me and all my friends, whenever we'd see his goofy ass out running, you'd like stick your head out the window and just yell, "Augustus!"
Yeah, there's nothing
and
better.
You'd freak out, kind of like running in traffic.
Making fun of runners on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I think that's the best.
Yeah.
Stupid cross country D3 runners. Like, what are you doing? You got to call them in 908.
All right. We'll wrap this up. So we'll talk a bit more about the networks, but then we'll wrap this up.
Go ahead.
First time, long time.
Hey, buddy.
If they get rid of Cullinane and he goes to do work for the case, is there any chance that they even consider Jon From Scranton to slide in there? Or is it they show up
to Mike Montante? You don't have to. No, he doesn't. I'll answer that one.
You getting passed over is a
dude. Not only
it's just a tradition like no other.
Montante, you enfranchised it to the point where because of it, I made the Minifan first team, like because I was so good at getting it passed over. Yeah.
It's the cigarette.
I think that's
if he went on the Nicorette, Montante, I reckon his chances would improve.
It's about time those end for me, anyways. Like I would be.
I don't think the cigarettes are the problem. And Meadows, if you're ever serious about working for the show, now would be the time to actually be proactive and make a move.
Yeah, interest rates are through the roof.
What do you mean?
Yeah, everything. I'm just saying, like there is a chance that Cullinane goes make a move. For the case full time. It's Mick. Mick is still a wild card. He could still not want it. And obviously John is never a real option. If you move to the States and we're actually like in New England.
You can't move to the States. It's illegal. You're so dumb. You're so fucking dumb. Do you know how immigration works?
Do you know how Massachusetts works?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not fucking.
It's a sanctuary. It's a sanctuary state.
Crazy to ask a bunch of.
Have you been paying attention, you fucking idiot, Meadows? Trump's not in yet. You have a fucking window. Walk your little fat ass across the border illegally, collect your money, and pass. What are you talking about? Do I know how immigration works? Yeah, it's wide open.
So that's what I should do. I should enter America illegally. So Kirk gives me a job. Great idea.
Yes. The content you getting deported from the studio would be unbelievable.
Dude, the duck leaving.
Idiot.
The duck. Oh, go ahead, Montante.
Have you guys seen the? Have you guys seen that? I think it's a GIF of that fat guy where he's like, he gets yelled at by his mom, like, why are you spending so much money? Like it's on Pokemon. He's like, well, if they're serious, they will. If they're serious. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think so.
No, Michael.
I don't think so.
All right, it's a great. All I'm saying is, if Meadows was serious about the job, if he was serious, he would make the move. But right now,
if Kirk was serious about his fucking career, he would make the move.
I want to let you know something. If Kirk was serious about you coming over here, he would make you enter the country illegally. So you better get used to that fact.
The only way it's happening.
Okay, well that's fine.
I'm sending you the video I'm talking about. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
I mean, honestly though, like Madawaska's on the Canadian border. It's only fitting that you swim across the river directly into Madawaska and trek your way south to Boston.
I got another message a little earlier today from another friend. If you want to play it,
sure. No, thanks for the call, Montante. No, that's stupid comment.
Why is it playing?
Yeah, people think I'm going to sail over is the first one, and then trek across the country.
Menners, Mick is not happy about you implanting me on drips.
Oh yeah, I've got another message to read out. It is Matt from Providence, go to hell if he thinks he's taking that seat. Hey fuckhead, you have no right to say what happens in the drips in the office. I've been listening to that show from day one. Pat has earned his time away. If he wants to take 3 weeks off, he can. If he wants to take 6 months off, he can. Nobody wants Matt on the show.
Mick, you want to back that up in a game of one-on-one, my friend?
I think Mick's a little jealous. He's
that's all as shit, dude. Don't do this. I've fallen into this trap, and then Brett ended up being 6'3", 265. Don't fall into this trap.
Yeah. So, I've got confirmation. PRC doesn't want to go back to the main channel. So, as I said, I think what we're going to do is let's do what I said: a friendly unification.
I'll handle this stuff. Don't worry about it. You handle executive level stuff. I'll handle the day-to-day operations. Don't worry about it.
If no, that's you can't handle the day-to-day operations. You're a
Why
producer.
not?
But anyway, we'll just do what I said. We'll just get things together. I need to get access to that channel from Justin. So I need to get access to the Twitter. I think it's about time I can tweet from the show account.
Look at his little smile, his little devil grin. I can see your little tail poking up. 314. Do you want it or no?
Yeah. Is it Jake?
No, he's still there, and I'm not going to answer.
I still want the calls.
Like you didn't answer my Happy Christmas text.
Did Montante just fucking steal my whole call?
Probably.
Yeah. What the fuck is up with that, Montante? Well, I thought we were driving through fucking Ohio, bro. I thought you got lost.
What's up?
First night. Let me get a little shine, you douche.
All right, thanks, buddy.
You got more callers.
No, let's take the calls before we wrap this up.
860.
I still want to get Nurse Kim on this show.
I think she knows you want her on the show.
Yeah,
man.
you horn dog.
Yeah.
I haven't sent her a message, honestly. I've just been.
You've sent enough fucking vocal messages.
I have to send a message.
Of course you want Nurse Kim, you little pervert.
Yeah, of course I do. Absolutely. As I said to him, yes. How hot is that? A real nurse.
Is she
Thanks,
still
Brandon.
a nurse?
Brandon is the worst.
What are you talking about, dude? I bring this guy on the first GV show last night. He busts out the fact that he's got to blow into a little device to get his car started. You're telling me that's not a pro start? Please, man. He's a drip.
Yeah, he's perfect for your channel. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to revolutionize this game, dog.
You sound awful.
Yeah, you got something's wrong with your sound. Great guy.
Loser.
I'm a big Brandon fan now.
All right.
Brandon's the guy that Mayo keeps trying to get in studio, right?
Yeah. So I guess he's just from the same town, and he just lied to Kane and said he's Mayo's best friend and got on Minner's fucking.
Yeah, he's seen Mayo twice. I think.
Dude, it's not real hard to outwit the fucking management team over there across the road.
Yeah. Andy Mayo in the comments. What we do in the shadows is a tremendous series.
He's just been quoting Batman, Dark Knight, I think, for the past couple of days.
There's a lot going on in the shadow of that thing on his face.
Whole family lives there.
Love you, Andrew.
Mayo got suspended from Twitter because he quote tweeted one of my tweets and said, "Go kill yourself with kindness, Jon from Scranton." And he got 2 weeks for it. And
2 weeks.
Best gift I
got a week again recently. That was when Mayo. Yes, it was when Mutt got suspended. Still the greatest thing to happen this year.
I think you're right, actually. Here, I think this might be one of Kirk's best long plays. That if this actually holds out, I don't even
care about the long play. I just want Mutt to suffer because
me too. I love Mutt, but it is fun to watch the guy suffer. Like it's just fun.
I don't like him at all.
Oh, you don't? That's a great
he was on such a downward spiral leading into that. Like, I think it's best for everybody that he steps away. He needs to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, after being away from the show for so long, coming right back, like the heat that was coming in the show, some of the drama, it was just like, it boggles my mind how this continues to roll like this. It's one thing after another, from Justin's sexual proclivities to Mutt's fucking despicable work habits. Like it's incredible.
Actually, it's actually interesting that I'm curious because you took a big break. There has been a big sort of difference in tone, and like Kirk is different to the way he was 3 or 4 years ago. He's a lot happier, which never begrudge someone's happiness, and the show is a lot more playful. I mean, it's funny if you go back and listen.
And Parcel's on his back at this point in time. It is.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, and you wouldn't know this because you didn't listen to Kirk on EEI, but he was very combative. That John, I know you did, Matt. Kirk was very combative on EEI, and he brought that into the early part of KMS. But I think that combativeness has changed a little, and it's now more playfulness.
Well, it doesn't seem like there are any real like existential enemies, right? Like there's nobody threatening his livelihood. I mean, there are enemies, but there are none to the level of a Murchison, of some of these people who have come out over the years who have tried to take him down.
Manners,
You had something to say, John.
In the fucking world. You a week ago were yelling at Kirk for going too hard at an FBI agent who basically gave him a wellness check for no reason.
No, that was the Lexington PD, right?
Yeah, I was critical of him calling the Lexington PD because I just thought it was a poor move. I thought the producers should have said, "Hey, this ain't worth it."
Dog rich, you don't have to worry about the police force and if they like you.
Especially when you're in the right. When you're 100% in the right, you don't have anything to worry about.
He wants to do this true crime show. You want to massage your sources. You want to keep the cops on side, even if secretly you think they're no good. You still want to play the game. And this was speaking of enemies. Kirk tweeted this out that I think his daughter gave him this for Christmas, golf balls with Bob Murchison's face on it.
And Montante had the response of the century on that one.
What was it? Let's have a look.
Finally, a producer with some good instincts.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That would sell. If they had, like the teddy bear would sell, the little Ted doll that you squeezed, that would sell. Golf balls.
Get off the teddy bear, my friend. That's a losing argument.
I know no one's really on that except me. It'd sell like one and it'd be me.
Popped right up.
What?
Justin just popped right up. He loves teddy bears.
You
want to play this video Montante sent me?
Yeah, yep.
Right, give me a second. He just sent me. Here we go. TikTok.
Yeah, great stuff from Kate. Absolutely great stuff. Obviously got a great sense of humor.
You have to share the screen. All right.
I am.
Is everyone else spending $1,200 in 7 days?
No, I don't know. I don't know if they're serious. If they're serious, they are. If they actually want to fucking catch them all, that's what they're fucking doing. That's what I'm fucking doing.
I don't think so. I don't think.
What was that?
Thanks, Mike.
I have seen that before.
Thanks, Mike.
Who was it?
No idea. But
some guy, I think he's talking about like some kind of collectible comic books or something.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, it does scare me, the thought that next year KMS could disappear for a while. Like if Kirk does, like it would not be the same if he just stopped on once a week while he's doing the case. Like that would be very disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, something tells me that that's definitely going to be the case. And there looks like they're looking at doing maybe like different cases. Is that what they were talking about? Individual episodes, maybe like an hour on each individual case. So if that's going to be the program, there's going to be a lot of research. There's going to be a lot of background work going on. Oh, who we got here?
No, that was just a video. Sorry.
Oh, just a video. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more work going into it, right? If they're going to be doing a broad range of topics, so they're going to take time off. And that you were talking about Justin this year. That's what worries me is when Dave and Kirk go off to do the case, Justin's kind of going to be left holding his dick, and he's one rogue Reddit chat away from Chris Hansen showing up on his front steps.
And then you're right. And I was listening to when Justin was rehired by the show earlier this year. And Kirk's like, Justin's kind of got a bit of a free reign. He can go out. He doesn't even have to be in studio every day. If he's got something he wants to do, he can go and do it, like bits or whatever. Like I think it was Drive to Delaware was the example. None of that's happened. Justin's always there. He doesn't do any bits. I mean, his output is fine, but he's certainly not living up to the expectations he was given when he got the job.
Yeah, I mean, he started to kind of do the tailgate bit for a little bit, but
he goes to the football anyway.
Yeah,
he goes to the football anyway.
Yeah, but he's like that loyal dot. Like if you need Justin to run in North Dakota today,
he'll do it all. I
agree. I love Justin, but when I was listening back, Kirk, when he was hired, it was all this, he can do this and he can do that and blah, 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 blah. But now it's just gone back to him just being in there pushing a few buttons.
I do have a video from a big Menners fan. Do you want some positive feedback?
Sure.
Okay.
I doubt it'll be
pop that one in there. And
here we go, Luke. No, we don't need to see Luke.
No,
we're not putting Luke on Menners Live. We're not putting. I don't care. We're not putting Luke on Menners Live.
But he's going to say like Menners is. Right.
Great.
Menners Minifan Network presents Menners Live, presented by Andrew Menners, hosted by Menners, produced by Menners, directed by
Actually,
Menners.
John's the producer. John's the producer.
I just got to make sure I stand up for the working man out here. That's what I'm here for, to keep away tyranny and short, perverted.
Well, I'm the one saying let's have a free and easy democracy, and you're like A and B channel. If someone does well,
what the
bring them up.
assholes who fail at democracy are the assholes who go into democracy saying, well, you know what, maybe we'll make the rules later. Fuck you, man.
No,
make sure this thing feels tight like the fucking Constitution.
I'm saying the rules are
fucking Senate vote to get anything past this thing. And your channel will be named Griff Vegas Minifan Network.
Well, that's not going to happen. That is never going to happen. Over my dead body. It might go back to the Kirk Minahan network for sure.
Okay.
Like if Kirk's like, if that happens eventually, that's fine. But I think having
we need
brands,
a little more competition between shows. Like Freddie does a great job with that. Freddie starts battles with people. Like he knows you got to fucking buzz the audience if you want to fucking people to watch your show.
Yeah. There's just not a lot of juice. There's not a lot of meat. I mean, some of the shows, Robbie V, you can't have any beef over that. It's a terrible show. Face the Facts, terrible show.
True.
Timeout Talks, terrible show. Cinema Lords, terrible show.
No,
Cat and Pat, terrible show. I mean, what sort of buzz can you get from these shows? None.
Let me go through yours. New Hampshire fucking diner reviews with Matt from Providence and Mama
Matt
K.
loved that show. Bad argument.
I love it. I saw you on that show and I was like, fuck.
See, you're so selfish. See that you're selfish. You're selfish, John, and you lack vision. You're selfish and you lack vision. Don't you think in those 3 towns that they did a restaurant review, there'll be a huge amount of Minifans from there? So it's actually, there would have been, a very large percentage of Minifans who are like, could go to some of those eateries. And they've got Kane, who is maybe one of America's best ever culinary chefs, on that panel. And you're just like, oh, because it's not fucking like Jake and Luke, it's got no value. It's depressing.
I mean, I'm from there. A lot of my top spots were on those guys' lists. I enjoyed the hell out of that. I thought it was great.
Sometimes
Mama K was bragging the whole time, but that's just her.
I mean, she almost predicted 9/11.
I'm practically as well, John. I'm happy to release any audio stuff on the.
Well, yeah, you'll
RSS.
be getting the stuff as soon as I get the copy.
Well, I've asked him and he says no.
Well, he hates you. Like I said,
he doesn't hate me.
The duck hates
mates.
It doesn't matter how many times you say his best ofs are good. You are a monster, and you've heard people. Anyway,
so what I'm saying is you'll be able to get audio on the RSS feed. If any shows can submit audio to me, no problem. If you want it to be released as audio as well.
Shut up. How about this?
What?
We'll send it to me. I'll get it up there. Menners has way too much to handle. Don't even worry about him.
It's true. I am busy. I am very busy. Yeah. All right. Well, so what are the things we've solved tonight? Anyone can go on the main channel they want. So I reckon Kane will probably go onto your channel. No, it's not your channel. It's our channel. So it's our channel. And the Menners Minifan Network is your channel as well. It's like, we're together on this, John.
We're going to call it the Griff Vegas
Minifan
Network.
It's not that much your channel that you can rename it. Kane will probably jump ship. Fireside Chat becomes Mike and the Minifans in the new year. Mm-hmm. We just released it as that.
Yeah.
Drips have got a new co-host. Matt, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Mick will be disappointed. Yeah, but by the tone of him in the chat, he can go fuck himself. I thought he was a good guy, but he seems to hate me. So
he is. He's just about to come after you, I think. No.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I've been sitting here sucking his dick all night. So if he wants to come after me, we can do that. I mean,
Mick's looking for another fake battle. That's
of course.
I was going to say, what did this feud start from? Because it seemed like he came into the night hating it.
Hating me?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I don't know. I've always supported his fraud reporting and his violent, deranged outburst in studio. I've always supported that stuff, but he wants to come in here and turn his back on me. That's fine. We can do what we got to do. If he wants to play a little one-on-one, we can see if he's fully blooded up. We can see what happens.
Yeah, we'll get a drip bar right on the side of the court if we
see.
have to.
Andy's right. I did make a nice profit on the Vespa.
Oh, that was one of my questions for you. A scooter update.
Oh, that thing's been gone for a while. I used it to pay for an engagement ring or a portion of the engagement ring.
Are you married yet, or just
I don't want to
engaged?
dox him, but
I've been married for 2.5 years now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I've got a daughter. I've got another. I got a boy on the way. I have.
Look at you.
Yeah, I've grown. I have grown.
Well, you got to stop threatening beyond average Mick to one-on-one games. Then now you're a father.
And then what do you think about all these?
Well, that means I got
shows?
that dad strength.
Yeah, that's true.
John, what do you think about all these shitty shows then on the main channel?
There's no such thing as a shitty show.
Okay, you're
Well,
happy to.
Nick, I'm sorry, but I'm coming for the drips now. If you don't want it, I'm coming for it.
Can we at least maybe move Let's Chat with Pat and Cat and Pat
to your network?
No,
Well,
no, like,
here's what's happening with
move it off.
Cat and Pat. It's going to
we move it off
because I have to every week get Let's Chat with Cat and Pat, transform it into a fucking MP4. Then I have to re-upload it, fucking blah blah blah. So it's going audio only.
Okay, well we can release the audio on my feed. I'm happy with
That's
that.
what I mean. So now we have the benefit.
Yeah. If you just send me the audio, I'll release it.
Dude, I don't know.
We axed the video release. That's
forget.
a good. So progress. Cat and Pat axed from the main channel.
No, not true. Not true.
First victim. Not
true. Not true.
And it was John's idea. John has axed the first show.
Not true.
Good. Why is it the only female right off the bat?
Well, we hate them here. So except Nurse Kim until she comes, and then we will.
Yeah, I would love to bring the Minna ladies back. I know there's been some talk from the Minna ladies to try and get a show going.
I was scrolling through old like Kirk Minahan YouTube network content because I was looking for me and Matt's old episode to make a video for tonight, which you purposely didn't upload to your channel when you did the transfer over Menners. But
what was that?
Nothing. But the Minna ladies and like the OG show, when those shows were going like once a week, what a great time. That was a great time. The network was steaming at that time.
I'd love a topless Minna lady show.
I bet you
Why
would.
not?
Hit Freddie, you do.
I'm sure that'd fucking nail the ratings. Absolutely. For once.
I think they would too. I've been trying to push for it.
Okay. So we'll push in the new year. When the show's back, I'll get access to both channels and the show Twitter. We'll work together on those changes. And yeah, I think the future is bright. I think
all the backgrounds are going to be changed soon. It's not going to look terrible like Menners makes it look like.
Yeah, and
cool logo.
Yeah, great. The background's so important. But if people just want to get, if people have show ideas, please reach out. If you've got any, actually, before we end this, any questions from the chat, put them in now. But yeah, if you've got show ideas, if you want to be part of this new unified front, this is like sort of, the main channel's network content now is kind of like Germany after the war. It's been bombed. It's just rubble now. And we're going to rebuild it together.
Germany bombed. You're West Germany or East Germany. I'm West Germany, and we're like
bad analogy. You're Germany,
and I'm Reagan. Germany. Tear down this wall.
You're Brady. I'm Belichick.
Right. You're Germany, and I
listen. Not because out of respect for this guy who didn't answer my Merry Christmas text, but he's from the same city as me. Will you answer Jake's call?
No. All right, bring him up. Jake, come on. Let's go.
This isn't because I respect this guy. Oh, I accidentally hit end show.
This is the Jake who was on with Kane the other day and was like melted into a couch. Is that Jake?
The worst guy. Yeah,
Jake, my boy.
Yeah, he seems like a blast.
Yeah.
One of the last messages he sent me, he called me spoiled from Scranton. I think I was like, all right, dude, it's 3:30.
Bunny, I know history very well. You fucking idiot. He says no one knows
this podcast so bad. I want to do one called Memory Hole, where we talk about things like the Palestine train that fucking derailed that no one talks
Anyway,
about.
we've got an hour and 20 minutes. We've probably gone 20 minutes too long. So, Matt, thank you for joining me tonight. Congratulations on your promotion to Drips in the office. I will reach out to John and Pat and make that official, and we will get that going. Mick, you there bitching like a little bitch. Why don't you join the network and start doing, what was the show again? BAP. Start doing BAP on the network again. Either one.
On the B channel, right?
Probably should
I
be.
want. Now that we've realigned with their and solidarity and all that stuff, I'd like to start the revolution back over again. And Mick, if you want to join the revolt, you just hit me up, buddy. We'll get Menners out of here.
Mending fences.
What am I doing? What have I done wrong?
Nothing. Warn you now.
All right. So thank you, Bunny, for tuning in. Thank you, Ethan Carter, who released his best. Honestly, I'm telling you, Ethan Carter's 10 best of episodes. If you just listen to those 10 episodes, you'll get a really good feel for the year. And Gus, good luck on your best of. Matt Brigay, thank you for
20 minutes
watching.
Until Gus starts the
BAP,
best.
thank you for Beyond Average Mick. Mayo, unfortunately, was watching. Boner Jams, Hillbilly Kidman, Nurse Kim, love having you here. Who else? Brandon from Connecticut, you're here. Ramrod, thank you. John and Warren, congratulations on your new co-host.
Thanks, people.
Freddie Lynn, congratulations on being given Mike and the Minifans. David, thank you. DW, thank you. Beanbag Ron. I think Beanbag Ron is a real feel-good story. People forget.
I thought it was great when he called in after the first and second teams were announced and just gave his feedback. He took that in stride. I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don the Jeweler, big fan. Thanks for watching. Timothy Fax, nice guy, but boy, sad end to the year for
you. What are you talking about? My boy's coming out of these hard 2 weeks with his head up, higher than ever, dude.
Hey, does it make you guys nervous at all that it's, radio silence from Gus? There's no playful, like, it's on the way or anything like that.
And all these people were like, oh, he hit up
Michigan Man, thank you.
So everything's okay. Like, no, dude, he was on an upper at that point, and he hit up Clemmer and did nothing with that.
Paddle Smasher, thank you. Confused Duck, thank you.
Hero, Confused Duck.
All right. Well, no, Matt, to answer your question, no, it does not surprise me. Again, do you have rocks in your fucking head? Gus was never going to produce anything. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say.
Jake, if you're out there, we have a lot to work on.
But Matt, no, glad you're back. Glad you're back.
Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to get off your chest about the show since you return?
No, it's been great. It seems like it's at an all-time high, at least from my perspective. I mean, shit, I'm listening twice, 3 times to every episode again, listening back to old episodes. It's great to hear them talk about something that happened, say, over the last year, and then actually like happen upon it in an episode and be like, oh, this is what they were talking about. This is fucking hilarious. I've listened to a lot of the Coleman stuff, and one thing I think Mike said about him one time is that he molds to the shape of any container you put him in. He's just like along for the ride, but he's hilarious. He's helpless. He's like a fucking little puppy.
He's great. Great.
The characters continue to produce themselves. Oh, well, maybe Kirk continues to produce the characters, right? And we seem to be recycling the same producers over and over, but take what you can get, right?
It'd be me.
Great stuff. Well, welcome back. Last question to end it all. Andy Mayo, did you guys get good Christmas gifts? John?
End the fucking show, dude.
Bag of Coke for you? Was that it?
Yeah, dude. My mom got me a bag of Coke.
I got one of those box ballons. I've been fucking punching that
all
day. Oh, yeah.
No, Menners, I showed you what I got. I got this Polaroid camera from Karma. I'm very excited about it.
Still, the greatest thing was when I used Opus AI on Last Menace Live as a test. And it's so, for those watching John, the head behind him, he thought that was a real person. And in some clips was cutting out John and just using the cardboard head. So if anything is illustrated his talent, it's that. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. John, great job. Matt, great job. Thanks, everybody. See you in the new year.
Bye.